welcome back to another video. Got a different style of video today. Nothing big or anything, it's just I decided to do the draw for the Train World Cup that you've been probably seeing. I've been running for quite a few days. I've done it like just 12 groups, and then like the real World Cup will be in 2026. So what I've got here is a wheel with 32 numbers, which is all the numbers for the trains in the next round. I've got my phone in front of me with all the numbers on it, so I'll be able to like match them up correctly. So my plan is to spin the wheel 16 times I think, or no, 32 times, but like to get 16 matchups, and then we'll go from there. So you've probably seen, if you've seen on my channel, I've done posted all the numbers, so you know what to see. Like if you want to track your train, you can, or your favorite train. So keep an eye on that if you'd like while you're watching this. But without further ado, let's begin. First draw is number 32. Perfect. Let me scroll on my phone. And that is the class 60. So the class 60 is the first number. The first train, rather. And I'll remove that from the wheel so we can't get it again. And then the 60 will be facing number 13, which is the class 57. I mean, that seems like a kind of big derby to me. 57 and 60 both notorious for freight, but both of them are now off the wheel. So that's your first draw. Right, next up, let's see, the number 10, which is the class 153, second place in Group E, I believe. Very good train, see how that goes. And that will face number 14, funnily enough, next to each other. The class 45, sorry, not next to each other, I don't know why. Class 45, number 14. Perfect. Another interesting match. Don't know if they ever operated together, potentially. But yeah. Next up, number 16, which is the class 360, the Luton Express that operates out of St Pancras, I think. Down to like Kettering and Bedford. That train came in. Where did the 360 come? It came second in Group H, and that will face number 28, which is the third place winner of a group, one of the top 8 third place teams trains, which is the class 365. So that's interesting. Quite similar trains, one with the Lewis Hamilton engine sounds and one with the wee engine sounds. See which one wins there. Up next is another third place train, the class 230, which I believe came third in Group L, the last group of the entire tournament. Interesting. And the 230 will face number 17, the class 43. That's a very interesting match. The 43, probably one of the most, probably the potential winner. I've had a couple of Train World Cups before where the 43 dominated and ended up winning. So the 230's got a challenge. I think, yeah, the 43 topped Group I, so that'll be interesting. Yes, I have noted down that some of the first and second place trains, and I don't remember the third place, I haven't done that. Anyway, train number 30 is the class 390, the big Pendolino Express, which I have just been watching around recently. You might see a video coming out potentially soon with a few of those in it. Third place in its group, facing number 2, the class 73-9, which came second in the first group, Group A. That's interesting. I don't know if they've never met each other, probably have, but that'll be an interesting match. 73-9 and the 390. Up next is number 15, which is the class 86. Definitely met the 390 at some point for Freightliner and on the rail tours, but not facing it this time. But what will the 86 face? It is number 5, which is the GWR Castle or Hall class. I can't remember. I think it might be a Hall class. 4900. I'm so sorry if I've said that wrong, because I'm not into Steam. But that's an interesting match. The Steam train dominated its group as well. I think that was Group C. I think it got 71%, which I'm pretty sure was the highest for any train. So that's an interesting competition matchup. Next up, number 22, which is the Class 221, which came second in Group K. So that will be very interesting to see. Have I got that right? Yep, Group K. So that'll be it'll be interesting to see who that gets. 221 obviously now retired for Vanti. I think they still operate for cross country. That'll face my favourite train, the one I want to win. I won't be biased to it. That's why I've done it randomly. The Class 158 from Group, don't know. Might be Group A, but third place in its group nonetheless, which I was disappointed about, but still got through. So actually, it was the top third place team from the 8. Or the 12 rather. Next up, number 18, which is the Class 40. Very nice train. And that will face the number 9 or 11. It'll be 11, and that is the Class 91. A very interesting group. 91, I believe, topped Group F. Yep. So interesting match. I did put that in with the Azuma, which obviously is the replacement, and everyone disliked the Azuma. The Azuma did not get through. Next up, the Class 159. Probably my second or just joint favourite train with the 158, just because it's the 3 coach. I've just seen a lot of those at Clapham and Waterloo, which was incredibly exciting. And that will face number 29, which is another third place train, the Class 26. I think it had a good score. I think it got 13%, which for a third place train, which is good, especially considering it's got 3 other trains to compete against. Next up, number 31, the Class 142. The only pacer I believe to survive. Yep, the 143 and the 144 both got eliminated. 144 came joint third in its group with the Hymek Class 35, but they both got low scores, so they didn't get through. And the 4142 will face the Class 69 in that matchup. Lovely stuff. Just going to make sure I've got enough matchups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 currently, so I should be okay. And then next up is the number 1, the first train. The top came first, the Class 92. Sleeper train, obviously, and freight. There's quite a few of them for GBRF, DB Cargo, and that. Although I believe DB Cargo just retired there, so they just run them on other services, something like that. And that'll face the number 21, which is the top of Group K train, the Class 37. So that'll be a really big matchup because the 92 was very good, but the 37 is also incredibly popular. So we'll see which one wins that. Up next is number 12, which is the Class 66. Came second to the Intercity 225-91 in its group with the Azuma. And that'll face... that'll face number 7, which is the Class 56. That is a good matchup indeed. The 56 and the 66 have run for Colas Rail together, I believe Freightliner potentially. And they're very, very competitive trains. Like the 56 is really popular, and so is the 66, so that'll be a very close matchup. Next up is number 9, which is the Class 47. That's a good train as well. That's got potential to win, and that'll face the Class... That's my mistake, trying to make sure my phone doesn't go off. That'll face the Class number 4, which is the Class 707, so Ninja, Surfer, Train Spotting, or Transport Spotting, whatever it is, I can't remember. You'll be interested in that matchup. The 47 versus the 707, your train, so good luck to you. Next up is number 3, the first place train in Group B, the Class 52 Western. That's a good train as well, that's got a chance. I think all the first place trains obviously have a chance, but we'll see, maybe there'll be an upset. I mean, it's all down to your favourite. So get voting if you want to see a train get through. And that faces the Class 222 in that round, that matchup. 222 came in second to the GWR 4900 steam train. Very good stuff. Next up is number 23, the class 68 came first in its group, which I believe, Group L. Yep, Group L, not top, the class 68. I had to put the TransPennine one in because they were missed. 3 numbers left, 8, 19, 26, and it will be 19, which is a big matchup. I think that's a big matchup. The top of Group J train, the class A4, known as like the Mallard. You got Nigel Gresley, and that is a very, very tight matchup. I don't know who to call it. I mean, the Nigel Gresley will probably edge it, or the Mallard will probably edge it. But the last matchup is number 8, which is the class 458, one of my favourite electric trains, along with the 455, 456, and so on. Didn't put a specific one like dash 4 or 5 in because you can pick whichever one you want. And that means 26 is the number left. So the class 458 will face the class 90, and I believe that is the draw done. Just make sure I've got enough numbers. Our matchups 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Perfect. So yeah, there you go. That is all the trains done, matchups done for the group, for the round of 32, sorry. I'll read it out to you in full. You can write it down if you want or anything, just so you know. So it'll come out probably about maybe 2 a day because there's a lot of matchups in this one and I want to get them down. So we'll have this class 60 versus the class 57, the class 153 versus the class 45, the class 360 versus the class 365, the class 230 versus the class 43, the class 390 versus the class 73-9, the class 86 versus the GWR class 4900 or 490 or whatever you call it. Excuse me. The class 221 versus the class 158, the class 40 versus the class 91, the class 159 versus the class 26, the class 142 versus the class 69, the class 92 versus the class 37, the class 66 versus the class 56, the class 47 versus the class 707, the class 52 versus the class 222, the class 68 versus the class A4, and the class 458 versus the class 90. I don't think you'll see many classes unless you're in a school. But there you go. That is the draw done for the round of 32. Once all those matchups have been completed in probably a week or two, I will do another draw like this because I really enjoyed doing this. And so I've got 2 videos coming out in the next couple of days. I've got train spotting at Wolverton and Cheddington, and then my mega compilation from Waterloo, Euston, and Clapham Junction. So thank you very much for watching. I hope your train got a good draw, or you're hoping it is an upset or something, but let me know what your favourite train is and what you're hoping gets a good result in the next round. And thank you for watching. Good luck.